Welcome, history buffs and curious minds. Ever wonder how justice was served in the ancient world? Forget courtrooms and lawyers. Things got, well, let's just say interesting. Today we're diving deep into the bizarre and often brutal world of ancient trials, where accusations could lead to strange ordeals and banishment was a popular punishment. Get ready to have your perception of justice turned upside down as we explore the ordeals and ostracism of the ancient world. Imagine being accused of a crime, not having any real evidence. And the solution? Letting the gods decide your fate. This was the logic behind trial by ordeal, a common practice in many ancient cultures. The idea was that the innocent would be protected by divine intervention, while the guilty would face the consequences. Sounds fair? Not so much. One common ordeal was trial by fire. Accused individuals might be forced to walk barefoot over hot coals or hold a red-hot iron. If their burns healed cleanly within a certain time frame, they were deemed innocent. If not, well, you can guess. Another popular method was trial by water. In some versions, the accused were thrown into a body of water. If they floated, they were considered guilty, the water rejecting them. If they sank, they were innocent, the water accepting them. This seems counterintuitive to us today, but the logic was tied to ancient beliefs about purity and the elements. Trial by combat was another form of ordeal, particularly common in medieval times, but with roots in earlier ancient practices. The accused and the accuser would fight, and whoever won was considered to be in the right, presumably with divine favor on their side. Strength and fighting skill often played a bigger role than actual truth. While these ordeals were intended to reveal the truth, they were often based on superstition and could easily lead to the punishment of innocent people. Yet for many centuries, they were a widely accepted way of administering justice. Now let's journey to ancient Athens, the birthplace of democracy, and a rather unique form of punishment called ostracism. This wasn't about proving guilt for a specific crime, but rather about preventing someone from becoming too powerful or influential and potentially threatening the democratic system. Once a year, the Athenian citizens had the opportunity to vote on whether anyone should be ostracized. They would write the name of the person they wanted exiled on a piece of broken pottery called an ostracon. If at least 6,000 ostraca bore the same name, that individual would be forced to leave Athens for 10 years. Interestingly, ostracism wasn't necessarily seen as a disgrace. The person wasn't stripped of their property or citizenship. They simply had to live outside Athens for a decade. After that, they could return and resume their lives. Famous figures like Themistocles, a brilliant Athenian general who played a key role in defeating the Persians, were ostracized. Why? Because some citizens feared his growing influence and ambition. It was a preventative measure, a way to temporarily sideline someone perceived as a potential threat to the balance of power. Ostracism highlights a very different understanding of justice and governance in ancient Athens. It wasn't about punishing wrongdoing as much as it was about maintaining social and political stability. It serves as a fascinating example of how different ancient societies approached the challenges of power and order. Beyond ordeals and ostracism, the ancient world was full of other peculiar ways of determining guilt and administering punishment. In some cultures, divination, oracles, were consulted to identify criminals. Animals might even be put on trial. The punishments themselves could be incredibly harsh and public, intended not only to penalize the offender, but also to deter others. Think crucifixion, beheadings, and various forms of torture. Justice in the ancient world was often swift and brutal. The strange trials and punishments of the ancient world offer a fascinating glimpse into societies vastly different from our own. While some practices might seem barbaric and unfair by today's standards, they reflect the beliefs, fears, and social structures of their time. Narrator, what do you think about these ancient methods of justice? Would you have wanted to live in a time where your fate could be decided by fire or a vote on a piece of pottery? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this journey into the bizarre world of ancient justice intriguing, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more historical deep dives, and share it with anyone who might find it interesting. Thanks for watching.